I'm going to attempt to survive another 100 days in hardcore Minecraft, bringing us up to a total of 400 days. Welcome back. Now at some point today, we have to try and help the Ocean's people preserve their history. You might be asking why? I don't really know. I just keep getting books at my spawn telling me to do different things, and so far I've just been doing them. To be honest, it's worked out pretty well. I got tried it last time. Regardless, it's not mission number 1 today because we have an open project that needs completing, and it is this 4,000 block tunnel which connects us to our closest ocean monument, desert, mesa biome, coral reef, as well as another village. Essentially, it's pretty much done. It's like 90% of the way there. All we gotta do is place a bunch of the rails connecting the two areas. That way we can get a bunch of resources from that end back to our main area to complete our next big projects. Okay, maybe it's not quite 90% of the way through. There's definitely a whole lot more lava than I remember there being last time. Or whoever quoted this as a 2 to 3 day job, get him out of here. Fire him. I'm like 5 days in. I'm not even remotely close to being done. We're almost there. I ran out of rails because I totally forgot we blew up a whole minecart chest filled with rails last time. And now I'm completely out of iron and a couple hundred blocks away from connecting both ends. But we're close. But yeah, quick mining trip to get our iron levels back up, which to be honest, we're going to have to do anyways after this. So we're just kind of multitasking. Oh, hi guys. Just a mid-mining check-in. We've got, well, it's technically 2, but that's a fortuned 1 piece of iron. In 30 minutes of mining. Things are just going so incredibly well right now. Now that is more like it. It might have taken me a hot second to get it, but that is almost a full stack of bean blocks, 3 stacks of coal blocks, which if you didn't know works out to about that much iron, and about, about 3 rows of coal stacks. Now we're just gonna wait for all of this to smelt, which I should probably invest in some blast furnaces at some point. Now to convert all of these into just absolutely tons of rails. And I can finally go back to my favorite thing, which is just placing hundreds and hundreds of rails. I think I just found the most busted thing in our world. This is a zombie spawner, and that literally right there is another zombie spawner. Now we found a skeleton and a zombie spawner pretty close, like 100 to 150 blocks away, but that's like what? Less than 50 blocks, you'll easily be able to stand in the middle and have both of those be running. Oh, we are definitely making a mob spawner out of that. That'll have to be for later though, because I do have more rails to place. But before I get back to doing that, I found one of those like mega iron veins, which if you didn't know are a new thing in the most recent update, and they just have tons of iron. Now, I had 0 iron in my inventory on this trip. I already have back up to 46 bean blocks and like another stack or so of iron. That took me like well over an hour or 2 to get that much last time from going caving. All it took was to find 1 mega iron vein. Are we serious? Like, I'm sure as hell not mad about finding even more iron this incredibly easy, but so much time wasted when all I had to do was find one of these, and there's just more and more iron the further you dig. It's just around every corner. Alright, I think I finally reached the end of it, but just for scale, this is how much I've dug. All of this did not exist. This was not a cave. I dug the entire thing just following an iron vein. I know it's kind of dark in here because I've run out of torches, but it's still going. Around this corner, keep going down, drop all the way down, dug all this out, dug all that out, kept going. And then I went that way, but actually it drops all the way out to here. And that's where the spawners are, there and there. Dude, I was taking for like 20 minutes and I have like a full stack of bean blocks. Yeah, we're back again. You know how I said I was originally pretty busted because we found a giant worm going up that way? Yeah, well, I found out the other end continues up that way, and we now have a stack and a half of bean blocks. We have, quick math, about 150% of what we got in 10 days work in less than 2 days. But yeah, anyways, we can go back to placing rails now after that ridiculously successful side mission. Dude, I see the end of the track. It's just there. It's finished! It took so much longer than I thought it was going to, but it's finally done. Worst part is I can't even show you guys the entire thing either because it's a 10-minute journey and I'm not including 10 minutes in a minecart in this video. So, on this end, we have our coral reef, we have our village over here, we have our desert, which we've half decimated already. We've got the mesa in the background. As you can see, the tunnel is finally cleared of all of its lava pools. I've lit the entire thing up. There's a bunch of exposed ore everywhere, like redstone, lapis. There's some gold. I've got most of it. And I'm pretty sure I have all the diamonds out of here already. I'll probably take some out gradually as I need them, but for now I'll just leave them in there. Just before we go around the corner, there's also a zombie villager, which I have trapped in here, which at some point I'll probably cure. About halfway back, we have our double zombie spawner. We also apparently have our first mine shaft up there, which we haven't even explored yet. We also have our ocean monument. The closest one to our house is only like 1,000 blocks, so it's actually pretty good. And it's connected by this giant dirt or andesite post that leads down to our minecart system. Also, I'm thinking later on I don't currently have enough, but once we get enough glowberries, spreading them out through the tunnel and just letting them grow down would look really cool. But that'll probably have to wait, seeing as I'm pretty sure that's my entire stash of glowberries on me right now, and it's only 36. That's probably not enough to cover the 4,000 block tunnel. And a full day later, we are back. Woo! Now that our railway is finished, we can get on to our next mission finally, which is finishing this base right here, which I was kind of planning to finish like 150 days ago, but we're doing it now. Starting with these redstone details we have on the sides here. We don't actually have them at the top yet where I was supposed to put them. We don't have them on the back, on the sides, at the bottom of the back. So it's going to take a lot of redstone, but we do have a very solid stash of redstone blocks now after all of these mining trips. I also don't actually know if that's enough. I'm just kind of hoping that it is. Just found out something awesome about our base. It is the perfect height to trident jump. That is actually sick. I'm starting to see this might be a little bit more complicated from the roof side versus on the ground, because down there I can work out the pattern pretty easily, right? I can mess around with it, no worries. Up here, I have to do half of it from the inside and half of it from the outside, once I build a scaffold big enough to even actually reach half of it. So we seem to have a bit of a visitor over there who has a certain little banner in his head, which I'm not exactly ready for, but I have an idea, which I don't know if it works. But I have this here boat. Alright, so I'm going to have to ask you to come with me. Sir, please just hop in the boat. Yes. I don't know if he despawns. Like, wandering traders, if you try and put him in a boat, they'll just despawn. Actually could give him a name tag. I'm also pretty sure that crossbow of his has a durability, so if I stand here long enough, it should break. Shield number 3. Let's see if this crossbow actually breaks. Bro, I had my audio off because I've been sat here for 10 minutes literally just letting this man shoot me. I blatantly have my shield up. Apparently he just yeets through the shield, takes thorns damage, and now is dead. Anyways, back to finishing my redstone pattern here. I'm pretty sure we'll actually have enough by like 10, 20 blocks, which is so perfect. Dude, no way. That is like the 3rd pillager raiding party I've had in 2 or 3 days. That is ridiculous. I have him trapped in a boat again in there, but this time I'm doing it smart. I've got diamond armor on, so Thorns 3 doesn't kill him. I'm not going to stand there with a shield because that was stupid and it wasted like 10 minutes of my life. Instead, we're going to use slabs. Apparently, if you chuck a slab, which apparently I don't have one right now. It does! There you go. So by having these slabs here, he can see me, thinks he can shoot me, but he actually can't. And now I just stand here and wait. Perfect. It only took like 15 minutes, but we actually got all made in here without a crossbow, and I'm pretty sure he can't try and melee me. That low-key is terrifying. If I break that block and 100 arrows hit me, I insta-die. Oh yeah, right, I should probably put my armor back on before a creeper sneaks up and just absolutely one-taps us. Bro, these guys are relentless. This is the 4th group I have seen in the last week. You guys just don't give up, huh? But anyways, after another successful side mission, we can finally get back to finishing off the base. Dude, I kid you not, I've just finished the exterior of the base, and there's another pillager raiding party. I don't understand this world. It's ridiculous. There's been like 6 in the last 20 days, and I'm pretty sure we had like 1 in the first 300 days of this world. But yeah, now that I've eradicated another raiding party, we have indeed finished the exterior of the base. Plenty of work still to be done on the interior, but all the redstone detailing is in. I'm entirely out of redstone. Also has a roof on it. There's also an inside roof. Yeet. Oh, through the portal with style. Peep the new inside roof. It is quartz with some fancy quartz going across the middle. Now, as you can see, torch spam in here at the moment. Don't stress. There will be a lighting solution. I just currently don't have that lighting type yet. Has nothing to do with this trident, I swear. But yeah, just a couple more things to work on in here. This is pretty much what this level is going to look like. Just, of course, the lighting changes. We'll have a few bubble elevators going up to the 3rd level, and then a soul sand to bring us back down. I was originally going to put a staircase here, but I figure I've got a trident. Why not use it? So yeah, scratch that idea. I don't want to have a giant staircase in the middle just taking up all the room in here. I love it being really spacious and open. We've also chucked in these pillars here, which are their own details themselves. They're also hiding the outside redstone detailing from the inside. It will also have lighting once I have that lighting again. As for interior, we're going to start with a giant chest system at the back. I'm not going to bother putting an automatic system in there yet. I don't think it's really necessary because we don't really have that many items. I kind of get a ton of them and then burn through them all. For example, we're entirely out of redstone and deep slate now. So instead, I'm just going to put an absolute metric ton of chests in the background here. We'll put a bunch of item frames on them so we know what's what. But yeah, I don't think it's really necessary to have it automated yet. One thing I do want automated though is a super smelter, which haven't really built many of these before, so it's probably not going to be the most efficient looking thing. But also too, we don't really need one, so it doesn't have to be a giant scale one. We've just got like a little 9 furnace one. And that'll probably do for now, to be honest. Just picking up our newest roommate, it's a wandering trader, which I'm only like 20% confident he won't despawn, but I'm going to give him a name tag anyway. I'm going to give him the spot opposite Cheerful Charlie, and fingers crossed he won't despawn. I'm even bringing his llamas because I'm such a nice bloke. Anyway, we have Happy Harold, we have Cheerful Charlie over here, who also has a mate now. Apparently Pigman's jumped in with him. Yeah, so he despawned after like 2 days. Weirdly enough, with the llama that was in the boat with him, not on a lead. The guy that wasn't on a lead attached to him, but attached to this fence here, is still here. Not really sure how that works. But in the last few days, we've chucked in an extra enchantment table area with a whole bunch of extra books, because we're rich and why not? We also have everything we need, like lapis, books. We have our good enchantment books here. We have a bunch more we need to bring over from the village over yonder. We also have a reading / upgrading crafting area. These are the books that are, you know, have random things written in them. I've also brought over all of our items, which took forever, but they are now sorted with our item frames. The super smelter is also now working, which is really nice. Don't have much to smell right now, but it's got all the gold in there right now. You load up all the stuff on the side here, it loads it for you, and then chucks it into these collection system chests right here, which honestly makes that system so much easier. It's amazing. Now, I was going to build a bedroom up on the 3rd floor, but honestly, I'm probably not going to use it, so I'm actually going to leave it for a little while because I actually really want to get onto our next project, which requires an absolute metric ton of soul sand. We're also going to need a bunch of obsidian, so I'm just taking out this entire lava pool worth. This enderman is carrying just a mushroom. That's adorable. Wait, let me get a boat. Yeah, new friend. Finally have enough fences, dude. Those things are expensive. Also just making a few invis pots just to make things easier. Pretty sure that's everything we need. We've got it packed half in a minecart chest, half in our inventory. We're going to send it down our beautiful tunnel. Hopefully we can send it and our minecart at the same time. If we can get that to work, that'll be ideal. I was supposed to be in that minecart, and even with my speed too, I don't seem to be catching this minecart. Yeah, I definitely need to work out a better system, because honestly, that was such a pain, but all of our stuff is up here, and if you haven't already guessed, we are making a farm to eradicate all of the pests that are currently taking over our monument. Yeah, these fish idiots with the laser beams, they've got to go. They've absolutely destroyed this ocean monument, so we're going to use them to get the resources to restore this ocean monument. Now, I am by absolutely no means a farm creating wizard, so if you guys want to build this for yourself, I'll link the tutorial that I used in the description. It's made by Shulkercraft. Essentially though, we start with a giant portal on top of the monument, casing the entire thing in dirt just so we can drain the water out. Building a little platform either side of the portal now, pretty much just so we can drain it later on and then change what direction the water flows on top of the water. Just like so, pretty much we're just making 2 huge tracks. All the mobs get pushed down into the portal. The big row of fences pretty much is just so we can place water down and still have mobs pass through them. Now on the nether side of this portal, they'll pop out here. This will all be enclosed. They'll be stuck on these campfires. They'll burn up, drop all of their drops into these hoppers, which will then go into these chests, which we can then collect the loot. Next, we place a whole bunch of soul sand on top of the monument, which creates a huge bubble elevator, pushing all of these little pests up into our trap. That's definitely the worst bit over though, because that thing doubles as a horrible lag switch, and fighting those dudes with no food and 10 frames a second, dangerous work. But now we only have 1 stage left, and it's to remove this temporary platform, which I can't actually show you because the video probably consists of about 12 total pixels. We're already at like 10 frames a second. It's grim out here. I don't know what happened. There must be a hole in the capture chamber box, or they can glitch through the glass. I don't know how or why, but there's just a ton of these guardians just roaming around the nether now. It sounds disgusting and looks terrifying down here. Why is there so many of you? They only hit for half a heart, but because there's so many of them down there, they rip through my armor very quickly. Well, I cleared them all out, but I don't know how they got out. There's no holes in it. I guess maybe they can glitch through here if there's too many in there. And maybe the glass. I don't know. I'm going to replace the glass with netherrack and just see if that helps. Hopefully they can't get out of there. Fingers crossed it's a little more secure this time. Dude, I don't know what's wrong with this farm. I've tried fixing it like 3 times now. I've made the chamber bigger. I've added way more hoppers so that there was more blocks on either side. I've made sure there's blocks in the corners. And every time I come back here, this place is filled with those stupid little pests. For the record, when they actually spawn in there, the farm does work. We have over a chest full of stuff already. The trick is just getting them to spawn in the farm. This is actually my final solution. I'm getting rid of this portal. I think potentially it's too close to the trap portal, So sometimes they're glitching out, going through this portal, and that's why they're spawning in the trap room. That actually fixed it. Of course it fixed it. Why did it take me that long to realize that? Alas, we've set it all up. Again, we have the fires, the hoppers, the chests, and please let it work. Actually perfect. It's raining. We can literally just fly to our AFK platform. Now I should, fingers crossed, be able to actually test this farm. Now I'm going to go AFK for just like half for now. Because one, we have to make sure it's working. Two, I know these farms go burr, so I don't want to overflow the chests and, you know, waste any time. So actual fingers crossed. I'll be back in half an hour. Moment of truth. Please work, please work, please work. We actually have loot. Okay, hold up. There's no enemies down here, and we have loot in the chest. It's actually finally worked. It's organized kind of weirdly because of how I did the hoppers, but we have about 15 double chests of loot, which once you actually craft it all down, actually turns into a decent amount. About a double chest filled with dark prismarine, which main throttle on that is getting black dye, which you do get a decent amount from this farm, but not enough to keep up with the rest. A bunch of prismarine bricks, a couple stacks of sea lanterns, which we don't really need anymore, and what we do have an absolute ton of is raw cod. You think that's it? No. Yeah, that's not it either. 3 double chests filled with raw cod, which don't worry, I actually have a really good plan to use all of this. That's for later though. Finally made it back to our base. I'm logging back our first full haul of loot because it's actually time to finally light this place up. It's so incredibly dark in here all the time, and we finally have the means to fix it. Yeah, that is more like it. Actually having some light in here. These pillars I rate. These I want to change eventually. Not sure what to do yet. That's just covering up the lights from outside. But up here looks really nice because it actually works with these pillars and the pillars here as well. So this is all completely lit up finally. Now we don't have many days left, but I have one final thing that I want to try and get done, and it's to lay out a plan for our next big build, which we've pretty much been working towards the entire time. In this giant plot, actually, this giant plot isn't big enough. Now that should be big enough. At least for a start, I'm going to put like an outline on the ground as a bit of a plan to see where everything fits. As you might be able to tell from the outline, we are rebuilding a monument right here next to our base, plus some upgrades and some other things, you know, around here and here as well. But we should probably start with a giant monument first. Next time though, because that is 400 days survived in hardcore Minecraft. I really hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, don't forget to smash subscribe down below if you haven't already. And other than that, I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Catch you guys in the next one. Till then, adios.